Hello guys, welcome to Boxing Blog Center, the home of Nigerian and African boxing. That was our brother J-Boy. J-Boy. I mean, the guy is dope. Born and brought up in the United States of America, all the way from Nigeria. By the way, yeah. Right with our brothers in the house. Mayo Joe, Isioma, and of course Adewale. I know Adewale has a lot to say about this, but this is Yo Woko. This is where Adewale thrives, man. He thrives under this heat. By the way, listen, man. I don't know what to make of this because we know recently that Joshua's trainer came out, one of Joshua's trainer, Safuli, warning Tyson Fury that saying, listen, you're going to get the same treatment Billy Joe Saunders got, Joshua's going to do it in 5 rounds. I don't know what's going on right now. If that scared Tyson Fury, I don't know if he's scared of that. I don't know, man. Fury's a weird guy. Fury is a really weird guy. But Frank Warren just came out with a very important disturbing news right here. He said, I quote, that Tyson Fury won't sign a side deal contract for the Joshua fight until the money is guaranteed by a bank. Okay, he explained lawyers are working to resolve this, but Bob Hearn's discussing a July USA fight as backup. So they're already looking past and then the Joshua, which shows that this guy's as backup, he's not going to be against Deontay Wilder. So it's probably going to be against. Man, I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. But we are going to take a look at it right here and we are going to react to it. Okay. Because this is annoying as a boxing fan. I'm annoyed by this.
Between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, there were rumors between to come.
Wow, he said until Tyson Fury is happy with the terms, okay? Until Fury is happy with the terms, he's not going to sign it. That the one guarantee, bro. This is all bollocks. Are you saying that the Saudis are people that just talk shit and don't really really put in the work? I mean, they've done that before. This is not the first time. So this is a way out. Fury don't want the smoke, and for Team Fury to be talking about a backup already in July, it just shows Fury is not confident he beats Anthony Joshua. The way he says in the media, everything has been saying all are just BS. Okay, BS. Okay, he doesn't want to sign a contract because he knows or feels like he's not ready, that he feels like Joshua beats him. Oh my God. Wow. Let me get our brother Adewale in. Adewale is a pro Deontay Wilder fan. Before I get Adewale in, let's listen to it again. For those of you guys who haven't watched it, listen to what he has to say carefully. And this is not coming from Frank Warren. This is coming from Tyson Fury. Frank Warren is just being the mouthpiece of Fury right now, because this is a very interesting state right here. And Eddie Hearn, wow, what a duck. What a duck. These are I can say, what a duck. Tyson Fury don't want it. Yo, Woko. Adewale, please come in, bro. Come in. Yo, Woko.
What I think, honestly, I don't think Tyson Fury does not want the Anthony Joshua fight. He just knows the consequences of taking that fight right now. If he takes that fight, he would be going against what he's required to follow according to the arbitration process. He's currently in the courts due to the fact that he avoided Deontay Wilder in a trilogy fight that they both agreed to. And now the AJ fight is around the corner for him to participate in, but he's under so much pressure. So check it out. Tyson Fury is under pressure from both sides. His fans and boxing fans around the world want him to fight AJ next, but he's legally obligated to fight Deontay Wilder next. So that is why we're in this situation that we're in. I'm happy that Tyson has to go through this stress because he's a coward. Why run away from a trilogy that you agreed to? You signed a contract that you're supposed to fight this guy if you won, if you took his belt. He didn't have to give you that opportunity. He gave you that opportunity to fight him. And then you decide to parlay off the hatred that everybody already has for Deontay so that they would easily take to your side. And then a few months later, your true color comes out. Everybody knows you're a fraud. Just like his brother Billy Ho Saunders, the fraud that quit, was meanwhile he was calling everybody out, talking about, oh, I would rather die in the ring than quit. Listen, man, there is nothing to be trusted about these guys. Apart from the fact that they have very shady characters. I'm talking about Tyson Fury, especially, even below Joe Saunders to an extent. There is nothing good about them. They are very good fighters, no doubt, but character-wise, they are flawed. If a lot of other fighters portrayed half of the behaviors that these guys are portraying, they would have been blackballed a long time ago. They just have their privileges and they are riding on those privileges. So these guys get on my nerves a lot. And one other thing, you see how quiet Anthony Joshua is with this whole situation? Because he's a smart guy. He doesn't have to be announcing a fight, talking about, oh, the fight's going to happen, when he knows he's dealing with an unstable person. So he's on the good side in this situation, AJ. Eddie Hearn, I don't know why Eddie talks so much. I mean, it's a gift and a curse being a very good promoter. You have to talk a lot, but a lot of that stuff will come back to bite you. And that's why Eddie is where he is. But anyways, I don't have anything positive to say about Tyson Fury or the entire fight. I'm happy that fans are finally beginning to understand that you don't need to just throw away a guy just because you hate him. You throw away the fact that a contract was signed to, an agreement was signed where he would get a trilogy if he lost his title. But just because fans hate that guy so much, they just rode with Tyson Fury. They'd be like, no, Deontay, shut up. We don't believe you. Your contract expired. We believe Tyson Fury. Now Tyson Fury has come back to disappoint you guys.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Mayo Joe, can you come in? Please?
Yes, brother, I'm here.
What do you make of this old hula baloos?
Hula baloo.
You know,
Listen,
the hula baloos a lot of people have been making, it kind of seemed that it is true because sometimes you don't believe the word on the street. In this case, I believe it. Fury, listen, Frank Warren is a mouthpiece for Fury. Fury knows if he were to come out and say this in public, people are going to bash him. You know what's so funny? Frank Warren, Frank Warren was so against Joshua not accepting the $50 million offer from Hearn, saying, "Oh, those guys, we know them. They do what they say." And now he's saying, "Oh, we have to see first." When he knows these guys are not fake. These guys, they've done business before. But this is not Frank Warren speaking right now. This is Tyson Fury speaking, using Frank Warren as a tool to tell what he doesn't have the balls, the cojones, to tell the fans.
Since the beginning of this whole situation, and I'm talking about since the beginning of the whole conflict with the contract with Deontay Wilder. Now, there is one thing I've learned in life which I try to stand by. The fact that I don't like you or the fact that I like you does not mean that I'm not going to be objective when I need to. One of the first problems I had personally with this whole situation, the fact that you signed a contract with someone, okay? He signed a contract with Deontay Wilder to fight Deontay Wilder. And then obviously COVID happened and a lot of things around the world didn't take place or couldn't take place because of COVID. Now they turned around and said that the contract expired. They argued that it was our Amen and his team that put the time limit on that contract. Understandable. But COVID happened and no one anywhere in the world had control over COVID. All right. So for me, that is the number one thing. Any contract you have with anyone due to COVID, you can't follow the contract to the letter because it is not possible. It wouldn't have been possible for them to have a fight. And remember that Bob Arum last year was the guy that kept talking about having a crowd, that a fight of this magnitude needs a crowd, blah, blah, blah. And they started suggesting different days. They suggested December the 19th, and then they suggested February. Now, even if they had decided to have the fight in February, they would have had the fight done and over with. Okay? If Fury beats Wilder again, then we know Fury is going into undisputed. If Wilder beats Fury, we know Wilder is going into undisputed. Now, so they didn't follow through with that contract. For me, that was a concern. When everybody was getting gas and talking about undisputed, I kept asking the question, what about the contract with Deontay Wilder? Because at the end of the day, Wilder said everything he said and called Fury all sort of names and blah, blah, blah. But there was nobody went to court for it. So which means that Fury didn't take all the allegations seriously and Wilder didn't take his belief or the things that he believed happened in the fight. He didn't take those things seriously. So that is not even an issue right now. But when it comes to the contract, I've always been of the opinion that, listen, as long as that situation with Deontay Wilder is still there, I don't think that Fury can go into any fight. And I don't even think that people, listen, I'm a massive fan of AJ. I like AJ so much. Even when I went to Nigeria, like the last time, I remember how everybody, listen, AJ is popular in Nigeria, literally popular. Even little boys, little girls, everyone, I want to be like Anthony Joshua. So that's besides the point anyway. So I'm just talking about how much I like AJ. But in saying that, I'm not blind to know that Fury signed a contract to fight Wilder, and then he lied and tried to play his tricks and decided not to fight Wilder. Okay? And they tried to turn around and say, oh, I'm never going to fight him again and blah, 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 and this and that. And Wilder did something that I really liked. He kept quiet. He kept quiet. I'm going to watch you, and I'm going to watch all the shenanigans. I'm going to watch you lot waste your time, but I know for sure that you ain't fighting nobody. You can deceive yourself. You can deceive the world. You can deceive the boxing community, but you're not fighting nobody because contractually, you are contracted to fight me. Okay, and until that matter is sorted, either in the way of I get a massive compensation, or I decide to say, you know what, okay, I'm going to let you guys have a fight only if I'm guaranteed that I'm going to fight the winner. So all these things, right, that people are like, listen, I'll tell you what the situation is as well. You see Eddie Hearn. The reason why I blame Eddie Hearn and I don't blame him. They are even lying to Eddie Hearn as regards that situation with Wilder. They are not telling him the truth because he is not directly involved in that situation. So he is only going by what he's been told. So if they've been telling him, don't worry about Wilder is not a problem, you just go ahead and get this deal done. But now, reality is dawning on them. Reality is there, right there in the... Listen, I've said it. Remember when we were talking about the guy in Nigeria, the African Fury, and I said, do not rely on Fury for anything. He is not an honorable man. He is not a man you can't see until Fury steps in the ring. Even if Fury goes ahead and have press conferences, I still don't believe he's going to fight until I see him on the day stepping in the ring, because the guy is not honorable. The guy is bipolar. The guy is not stable. And AJ is wasting his time. Eddie Hearn is wasting his own time as well. They need to move on. They need to come to a point where they say, listen, we've had enough. You know what, Fury, go ahead and honor your contract with Deontay Wilder. If you're sure that you're going to beat him again, go ahead and honor your contract. As far as we are concerned, we're going to go on and fight our mandatories. And the next mandatory is the person of Alexander Usyk. And I think that that's what they should do at this point. For me, when I saw I forwarded it to you today when I saw the interview, I was not like surprised because Eddie Hearn is just getting excited. He's just wasting his time. Eddie Hearn is just working around the clock to make sure that this fight happens, but this fight ain't gonna happen. It's not happening. There is a problem. There is a situation that needs sorting. And until they sort that situation, there is nowhere for them to go. Okay? And like I said, Bob Arum is not being honest with Eddie Hearn. He's not telling Eddie Hearn the real details of what is going on with the situation with Wilder. And they're saying, oh, they already having an alternative plan. He can't fight anyone. Last year, he was meant to fight Caballero. They said they couldn't raise the money. But do you really think it's the money? It's because they couldn't fight. They are not allowed to fight anyone. So anybody getting gassed, undisputed between Fury and AJ is not happening this summer. Forget it. The only way it happens is if Wilder gives his blessing to say, you know what? Okay, pay me $5 million and I'm going to take it. I'm going to stand. I'm just going to, allow you guys fight and I'm probably going to take the winner. Other than that, or if the arbitrator rules that, listen, Deontay Wilder, you have no case, or pay Deontay Wilder XX amount of money and everything is fine. Other than that, boxing world, don't get yourself excited. This fight is not happening until the situation. Listen, I've said it many times. Deontay Wilder is not my cup of tea. I'm telling you the truth today. But that does not mean that when I see what is right, I don't say, or when I see what is wrong, I don't say. So as far as I'm concerned, the problem why this fight is not going to happen is because of Deontay Wilder. And until that situation, see, you don't do business with them guys, man. Seriously, I don't want to go all racial. You know what? You don't do business with them guys. That's all I'm going to tell you. You see them people, you don't do business with them. Trust me. If you deal with them, even outside boxing, they will shock you. They are not honest people. All they've got, they just talk. That's all they've got. They talk. Listen, you think Tyson Fury is the only gypsy that can talk like that? Trust me, when you meet them GCs here in Ireland or in the UK, they talk. They talk. They are big talkers. They can talk. But when it comes to the real deal, trust me, man, they're going to disappoint you. I'm telling you. And anyone listening to Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury doesn't have the confidence to even fight Wilder right now. He does not have the confidence to fight either Wilder or AJ because he thinks he's rusty. So what he's trying to do is duck out of both fights and maybe having an easy fight. But you know what? It is either he fights Wilder or he fights AJ. Other than that, I don't see any fight for him. And anyone getting surprised that, oh, Frank Warren has been saying the truth all along. Yes, we don't really like him because of, we know he's so jealous of Eddie Hearn and all that, but he's been saying the truth all along. Now they have a contract. Now they have their binding contract. They're saying, oh, guaranteed money. The money is there. It's a binding contract. The money is there. If at the end of the day, they don't pay you your money and it's a binding contract, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but at least just going by the word binding, I know what that means. It's a legal document. So if they promise Tyson Fury 100 million, and then at the end of the day, at the end of the fight, they give him 98 million, he's going to sue them for the rest of the 2 million. It's binding. It's a legal document. It stands in any court around anywhere in the world. So you don't turn out you want to see bank to guarantee it. When do they do that? Bank guaranteed. I've not heard that before. When there is a contract signed and it's binding, the money is going to come out. It's been guaranteed. The money is there for you. And now you say you want to see banks until banks guarantee it. Are you kidding me? Bro, I'm not surprised anyway. I just want to say that for anyone getting excited, as far as Tyson Fury is concerned, he's not a stable guy, he's not an honorable man, and you can't rely on his words. And they don't want this fight. And they don't want the Wilder fight either.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. What do you make of you saw the clip of Wilder training? By the way, let's of course take a look at that for sure. Because I want you to analyze it before we go to Isioma. Like,
Okay.
Wilder's PDS is crazy, man.
One here.
Oh my God.
That's better. Do it again. One here. There you go. That's it.
Oh, this guy will kill somebody. This guy is back. Wilder is back. Wilder is back. Wilder is back. You see his movement now? You see things. By the way, Wilder's been posting a lot of clips of him training. He posted one last week and this one today. Bro, is Wilder gonna, is there a fight already, scheduled for Wilder? Is Fury fighting Wilder? This is what I'm thinking. But Wilder's yet to even say anything about fighting Fury again. Is he yet to say it? He's just left everything for his lawyers to take care of. And all.
Listen, like I said when I was speaking earlier, I like what Wilder has done in terms of keeping quiet. The only time I was disappointed was when he came out to support what the LDBC gang has been saying about all the accusations. I don't have a problem with the accusations. What I have a problem with is that if you have any evidence, you should have taken that matter to court, because that is an attempt on your life. If you are sure that that's what happened, then you've got evidence. If you don't have any evidence, there's no need for you to actually even come out at all to say anything. But as regards the video, I've seen the video several times. Wilder, I believe, has always had skills, but because that right hand has given him a lot of success, he relied on that right hand so much that he forgot about his skills. He left his skills completely. And I think that really, really, really affected him. Yes, he was winning and winning and winning, but his power was growing, but his skills was going down. Now, he's gone back to the basics. He's throwing some really nice combinations. But the only thing I'm going to say is that obviously when it comes to a proper fight and when he's under a lot of pressure, is he going to have the patience, especially knowing that he's not been using these skills for a while. He's just been using the right hand, jab, right hand, jab, right hand. And that's all he's been really doing for a long time. So let's hope that Wilder takes his time, hone his skills, practice a bit more, improve. And for me personally, if Wilder is not fighting Fury next, he should fight someone who is relatively maybe like a B level, but not like Negron. Just someone that is a bit decent. So he can actually use those skills like under the lights in a proper fight, and let's see his improvements before going in there with someone else. But if he's going to fight Fury, he should just go in there straight away, because the both of them has been out of the ring around the same time. They both fought February last year and they've not had a fight after that. So it's going to be even for the both of them. But I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. But my concern is I'm just saying like clips. You get what I'm saying? 1 minute clip, 2 minute clips, until you actually see someone doing that on a regular basis, that's when you can actually say, yes, this man has really, really improved. But with what I've seen so far, with the 1-2 minute clips, I'm definitely impressed. But in saying that, these are just clips. If you compare it to when Mike Tyson was also showing clips of how ferocious he was a couple of months ago and all of that. But these are just short clips. So, but until I see something concrete, something proper, that's when I'm going to say, yes, definitely Wilder has definitely improved. But I'm impressed with what I've seen so far.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate you. Stay on the chat. If any of you guys on the live chat want to join the show right here, okay, because this is a big hot topic and every opinion is welcome. If you want to join, just let me know on the live chat and I will let you guys know how you do. I will post it there. Isioma, you with us, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Bro, Tyson Fury refusing to sign the contract for the site fee, citing that there is no there's no guarantee, a guarantee has not been made, or there's no guarantee fee. He wants to see the money in an escrow, before he signs. I mean, he didn't have Tyson Fury is the same guy that came out to say, oh, I don't care about the money. But the thing is that what's so funny to me, what's funny about this is that Saudi Arabia, Eddie Hearn has actually worked with them before, and they don't just promise to do things or want to do things if you don't mean it. You know, if they don't mean it, they will say they don't mean it. This is a big fight. They're not gonna give all these guys false hope. What do you make of Tyson Fury whining? You know, using all the tactics. Last week he came out saying, "Oh, Joshua is this. It will beat Joshua with one hand. You know, if Joshua goes past 3 rounds, he will take. He will retire in a corner." And today he's coming out, through via from Warren to basically decline the fight. So, and they already have a backup fight, lined up. So for July, right?
I think I can, on behalf of all boxing fans across the globe, say at this point that clearly we are tired of this and we seem to not be caring any longer. If the fight is going to hold, so be it. If it doesn't hold, so be it. That's the point that they have boxed us to now. And this boxing is basically done from the Tyson Fury corner. Yeah. You did rightly say, when Eddie Hearn hosted him on the No Passion, No Point podcast before the Canelo Saunders fight, he did say that he doesn't care about the money. But the actions evidently says otherwise. All right. Can we go ask Canelo? Can we go ask Joseph Parker? Can we ask White? Can we ask, name them, all the fighters that have fought under Eddie Hearn's promotions, if they were disappointed by Eddie Hearn in terms of what they were supposed to be remunerated? Okay. Are we saying Eddie Hearn has not, put together and promoted a big fight before? Yeah, this is going to be the biggest, we know. But you did rightly refer to Saudi Arabia. Can Andy Ruiz come out and say Eddie Hearn actually did not have what he was fronting or what he was putting out there? So all of these back and forth and gimmicks of Tyson Fury and his camp is that of someone who is looking for the window to jump out from the room. Okay. We were thinking before now that this is just the typical Tyson Fury and his gimmicks, but it's seeming to be beyond that now. All right. So when someone comes out to say that perhaps Tyson Fury is beginning to see that he might be messed up in that fight, I would want to think that perhaps these people that are saying this are actually saying something that is worth it. I do not see Tyson Fury as a bad fighter at all. As a matter of fact, as much as I do love AJ, my heart will be in my mouth on the fight night, because I must tell you, I am in awe of the boxing skills that Tyson Fury has. But then again, we do know that he knows he has never fought anyone like AJ, even though AJ too has never fought anyone like Tyson Fury. But AJ has had better fighting resume in spite of the number of fights that Fury must have had over AJ. AJ has better fighting resume. So perhaps he's beginning to see that there is anyone on earth, there is a boxer born of a woman who can make a mess of him. If the Deontay Wilder arbitration is the reason why they are doing all of this dilly-dallying with AJ, they should come all out and say it and then go honor that contract. I completely agree with Ade and Mario Joe. You cannot cite an elapse of the contract term when COVID happened. If you're not going to honor that, get to sit down with the Deontay Wilder's camp, find a way to repudiate the contract, reward him with whatever it is you guys come to conclude on, and let's get this fight on. If you're not having it on, then go and fight the bombs you usually get to fight. I think you can carry on. I need to just quickly attend to something.
Okay, bro. Marjo, Marjo, come in.
Yeah, so I totally concur with Isioma there. Everything is said. This whole boxing thing is really becoming a joke, especially with boxing right now, where whenever there is a proposed fight, it is always, I'm on this side of the street, because of that I can't come to your side of the street, or this contract, I want to see the money, or this or that. It's really, really annoying. All this situation here would have been easily sorted even if they had a fight in February. I'm talking Tyson Fury against Wilder. Even if they had a fight in February was about 4 months ago now. You get what I'm saying? Right now, we have a clear path where if it is Wilder is going to go in there with AJ on a 50-50 deal. Remember, last year, I keep repeating this, straight after, it was before Tyson Fury fought Wilder. Now, no, it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, before Tyson Fury fought Wilder in February last year. In December, I remember Eddie Hearn coming out to say that the winner between Wilder and Fury has a right to go into the AJ fight on a 50-50 split. He said, because at the time that I was arguing for a 70-30 or a 60-40, whatever, their profiles weren't all that. Wilder's profile weren't all that outside America. Fury's profile weren't all that around the world. But he said now they have built their profile, all right, by fighting each other the first time. So the winner of this second fight has a right to go into the AJ fight on a 50-50 split. So regardless of anything, the winner of that fight, even if it was Wilder, it would have been a 50-50 split. Now, this third fight, if Fury has acted as an honorable man and honor this contract, fight Wilder the third time, get that fight out of the way. If you're able to beat Wilder again, then right now we're going to have a clear path. And if Wilder beats you, we still have a clear path. We're going to go into this AJ fight because AJ fulfilled his end of the deal by fighting Pulev and beating Pulev. Okay? But Fury, man, those guys, just like very typical. Exactly what Billy Joe Saunders did before the Canelo fight. Exactly the same dramas. Exactly this now. Even this is worse drama because this has been going on for a long time. These guys are not honorable. One, they don't want this fight. They don't want the Wilder fight. You know what Fury wants? Remember Fury. If you go back and check Fury's history, Fury doesn't go into big back-to-back fights. He doesn't fight big back-to-back fights. He will fight one big fight and behave like a duck, fight a few bombs, and come back to fight another big fight. But he had the first Wilder fight, a big fight. Well, maybe not too big, but it was there. The second one was definitely big. He doesn't want to go back in there with Wilder or with AJ. He doesn't want to have a big fight. What he's really looking to do, he wants to have a bomb fight, a fighter from Czech Republic or Brazil or some guy we've never heard before, fight a couple of bombs and then go back into a big fight. That's all they want to do. That's all they've been trying to do. I'm telling you. And that's why he's been singing, oh, inactivity. Oh, you see what inactivity can do to a fighter. Oh, this, oh, that. And that's why his dad also has been singing the same song. Inactivity this, inactivity that. These guys are a disgrace. And I'm just very surprised that a Hall of Fame promoter, Frank Warren and Bob Arum, the both of you cannot even come together to have an agreement and to sort this situation out. You lot are a disgrace. You are allowing a young man, a young man like Hearn to be the one going all around. He's the one that has like 80% say in this matter. And you guys that has been in there, you guys have promoted the biggest boxers in history. You have promoted the biggest fight in history. And come 2020, 2021, you cannot sort a situation out between two heavyweight fighters. You cannot sort the situation between Fury and Wilder. You cannot sort it out. You know, a disgrace, man. You should get out of the game and let the younger guys take over. You should get out of the game because I think that you've lost it. You're not even in this century. You don't know what is happening. You're just living on old glory. That's all. You're just literally riding on your old glory. But as far as this generation is concerned, they don't know what they're doing. They have no idea. They're using the same old method, you know. But as regards Fury, he's not an honorable man. Wilder should sue his ass for everything possible. He's not honorable. He's not honorable at all.
You mind if I come in real quick?
Thanks, bro.
Man. Thank you so much for what you said. I totally agree. Tyson Fury is not honorable. Okay, anybody that has a brain knows that Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders, they are unhonorable people, if that is even the word. But then someone in the comment section asked the question about why is Tyson Fury training if he's not getting ready for a fight? He has to stay in shape because that is his job. And he has signed contracts with Top Rank, Queensberry, ESPN, whatever, to make sure that he delivers a fight so that everybody makes money. So regardless if he gets the Joshua fight next or the Wilder fight next, he's going to get one fight. That's why he has to stay in shape. So it shouldn't be a surprise that a guy like Tyson Fury is staying in shape, regardless of the fact that it's almost looking like he's not going to make this AJ fight happen. He might fight Wilder next. Who knows? Like at this point, nobody even knows what's going to happen. Okay, but he has to stay in shape. The same way Deontay has to stay in shape. He might actually be preparing for Tyson Fury's trilogy right now. Nobody knows.
But, and Fury needs it for his mental health as well. Anyway, you know, he said it himself. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, I just thought I'd put that in there real quick.
Well,
yeah, right.
before you come in out, Joe, let's listen to what Tyson Fury said just last week here about Anthony Joshua. This is what he called Joshua. Let's listen to it.
Message for the bodybuilder. Look at me when I tell you you're getting fucking Type message for the bodybuilder. Look at me when I tell you you're getting fucking Type.
He said, you know, the guy said message for the bodybuilder. That's pretty basically Joshua. And he said, you're getting smashed, mofo. I don't want to use this stuff. So he said he called Joshua the M word, like, which I don't want to use because of their YouTube guidelines. So he called him that, and you know, you think this guy really wants it. So this guy is so bipolar to the point where you don't even know what to believe. Eddie Hearn right now is gonna give another interview. I believe Kugan Cassius, you know, by the way, Kugan Cassius should be safe. Be safe.
Be safe. That stuff is funny.
Be safe.
Be safe, yeah.
Kugan Cassius, be safe. He knows what I mean when he hears that. So, yeah, it's probably gonna call him and say, "Hey, you see what happened?" At the end, is gonna react again. I think this is frustrating for Eddie Hearn. People are saying, "Well, Eddie Hearn, he came out and talked too much. He should have said that." Bro, what does it matter? He's a promoter. Like Eddie Hearn love to update the fans on what's going on. A lot of this promoters done, and that is not good for boxing. You need to update the fans.
Yeah. I agree with you, bro. I just think that sometimes Eddie Hearn gets too excited. You know, the guy for me is like a big kid, if you know what I mean. He gets very excited, very, very excited. And I'm not saying he's like completely honest. Obviously, there has been times where the guy has been dishonest, but one thing you cannot say about Eddie Hearn is that he's not a good promoter. And you cannot say that Eddie Hearn don't bless, or Eddie Hearn, anytime he promises you, or whenever he promises you something, he tries his best to deliver. And you will not hear any fighters coming out to say he didn't pay me my money. We've had that with Frank Warren many times, many courts, legal battles, against Frank Warren in the past. We've had that with Bob Barum. Bob Barum is a master of that. Bob Barum is a master of, I think he still has that mentality of, you're my fighter, you're working for me. He doesn't have the new mentality of, I'm actually working for you because you're the product. You're the reason why I'm a promoter. You're the reason why I can have my commission. So when you look at it that way, Eddie Hearn is a very good promoter. But I think sometimes it talks a bit too much. There are certain details that you don't necessarily need to reveal until you are 100% sure, or at least 90% sure. There are certain things, he said a lot. He's been saying, because Eddie Hearn is basically looking at the whole situation from his own point of view, where he believes he's doing the work, he's trying to get the contract, he's trying to get the money, he's trying to get the site, he's trying all these things. And he believes that as long as I can get all this together, it is okay. They're going to accept because it's going to be a good deal. But he is not looking at it from their own point of view. He is not looking at it like, these guys, are they really ready for this fight? And I think at this point, what Eddie Hearn should do is to call their bluff. That's what you do to bullies. When they bully you and bully you and bully you, you need to stand up against them. At this point, Eddie Hearn should make an announcement tomorrow and say, these guys don't want the fight. These guys are not being honest with us, with the AJ team, with what is going on with their situation with Deontay Wilder. These guys, they have literally made me look like a liar. I traveled around the world trying to get the right deal, trying to get the right site, the right money for both fighters. I'm actually the one promoting the both of them. I'm actually the one putting monies in their pockets. Yet, they can't be honest with me as regards the Deontay Wilder situation. I have done everything possible to make this fight happen, but unfortunately, it is evident that they don't want this fight. You guys have seen all their interviews in time past and even in recent times. You've heard everything they've had to say. They've always been negative as regards this fight. So because of this, AJ has instructed me to move on. So I am not going to pursue this fight any longer. Let Tyson Fury go back to Deontay Wilder and honor his contract, and we are going to go and fight Usyk. And one thing out of this whole situation I love, all right, the only one positive I can bring out of this whole thing, actually two things. The first one is that it is becoming clearer by the day that Fury is the one ducking. And I'm going to repeat it. He's not only ducking AJ, he's also ducking Wilder, because he does not want to fulfill that contract and he doesn't want to fight AJ. So he's ducking two champions, two big fighters. He's ducking the both of them. And the second thing is that I like the way AJ has been quiet. And remember AJ, when he beat Pulev, everybody was like, the idiot. Tyson Fury came out. Oh, he didn't call my name out. Oh, he was scared when they asked him. Well, AJ is a smart guy, because AJ knows this guy is not stable. AJ said, whoever has the belt, if that is Tyson Fury, let it be Tyson Fury, because AJ knows that at the end of the day, it might not be Tyson Fury. It might be Caballero. It might be Deontay Wilder. It might be Andy Ruiz. It might be anybody. And he's like, you know what? I'm not just going to be calling out Tyson Fury. I want the belt. So whoever owns the belt at the end of the day is the person I want to fight. Because at the time, he was still expecting or hoping that Tyson Fury will give Wilder his rematch around February, because that's what we were told, that they're looking at February. And look at it now. February was about 4 months ago. They would have had a complete clear path for this fight to happen. So for me, you can't do business with these people. I think Eddie Hearn should just come out, give it up, man. Give it up. Call their bluff. Tell them, you know what? We don't even want to fight you anymore. You're a waste of time. Go on and fight whoever you want to fight. AJ has a lot of people to fight, man. He's got what? 3 belts. He's got loads of people. He's going to defend the IBF. He can have some mandatories. He can have some voluntaries. He has a lot of fights, man. And AJ will always make money. He will always sell. You see, Fury needs a big fighter like AJ or Deontay Wilder to make big money. Other than that, Fury can't sell. He can't make money. That is the truth. Fury by himself, Fury cannot just pick up Caballero and sell out the stadium. He can't even sell out the O2 just by fighting Caballero. So what are you talking about? He needs AJ more than AJ needs him. And himself and Deontay Wilder, they need each other because they're not on that level of popularity and they don't sell out as much. I'm not saying that they are not big stars. They are big stars, but they are not as big as AJ. It has been proven in the past, and the proof is in the pudding. AJ has fought fighters who are not that big, who are not that popular, but still able to sell out, still able to pay millions upon millions. They should call his bluff and move on, man.
Wow, they're doing that, man. Fury you see Fury start talking crap. So I don't know if doing that is the right thing, though.
Who is going to believe him? Of course, his fan base, his stupid, deranged fan base will believe him. But for people who has got common sense, they won't believe him. I mean, come on, what else do we need to see? How much evidence do we need? How much evidence? Every time since the beginning of the talks, all they have been talking about is how they do not want the fight. Oh, how the money is not there. Now, the last week or 2 weeks ago, they were talking about not having a binding contract. Now, they have accepted that they have a contract, which I believe is a binding contract. Why do you want to see bank guarantee? Who does that? You have come on, man. This thing is supported by the Saudi government. What more do you want? And then now, even if they have a guarantee from the bank, they're probably going to say, oh, we need an initial deposit. Trust me, bro, they don't want this fight, man. Forget it. Or it is either they don't want it or they just cannot have the fight because of their legal situation with Wilder and they're not being honest. Come on, the Saudi government is involved in this stuff. AJ and Eddie Hearn has already had a fight in Saudi Arabia. Andy Ruiz, who was not known at the time, already got paid millions upon millions. So why would they not have the money to pay Tyson Fury? Even Tyson Fury himself went to Saudi Arabia to fight in the WWE. Did he not get his money? Did he not get paid for that? I heard rumors that he got 13 million for that. So what evidence? So when he went to Saudi Arabia the first time to fight in WWE, did he ask for bank guarantees? Come on, man, check it out.
Bro, the guy has tried to use, this is the new tactics, for him to dog this fight, man. Wow. So many tactics. All because he's scared of losing to Anthony Joshua. Wow.
And he's not only scared of losing to Anthony Joshua.
A very sad day for the so-called Gypsy King. Right? Miss Martino. Maybe the Saunders have. Listen.
Well, one gypsy was decimated, so you can't blame him.
Yeah, man. The guy. Did the guy saw the video of Tyson Fury? Leaving the arena, sneaking out after his friend Saunders got battered by Canelo and quit.
Yes, taking the backtrack out of the arena.
Bro, that's crazy. So it's just, it's fear one. Joshua has been very, very quiet regarding this topic right here, and I think this is a very good approach. And
somebody just put a comment which I really like. Sorry, BBC. I really like that comment. I think the guy's name is K Jetro. To be honest, if he's not fighting Wilder and it's not AJ, WBC should just force him to fight White, in all honesty, or just take the belt, just strip him of that belt, man. I'm telling you.
Well, stripping him of the belt is what he wants, right? So he can have an excuse. The same thing he did, bro. The same thing he did with the IBF when they stripped him, bro. The same thing. Fury is just something else, man. Ducking is just in his blood. I don't know why. Talking all that smack, all that rubbish that he talks, and then for him to just give up like this, oh my god damn it. Oh, Miss Montino, you will go. You see, Oma, Yeah, you were supposed to finish. Come in, bro.
Yeah, I think Mayo Joe did surmise earlier on, and I was like, oh wow, this guy was just echoing what I've had as thought some time back. That Fury would rather have some fights with guys that are not, A-list in the division, get some good scores in his card before he goes to have another big fight. Maybe that exactly is what he might be looking at doing. But I think that Fury should also have at the back of his mind that it's either he's fighting Wilder or he fights AJ. If he's not fighting either of these two, he should go fight White or any other person in top 10. Not fighting the likes of Tom Schwarz any longer for you to fill in your inactivity. It is not anybody's fault that you've been inactive, even though COVID happened. Whilst COVID was there, whilst the lockdown was ongoing, we were having some fights. So if you really wanted to be active, you should also have plugged in 1 or 2 fights before the undisputed. Okay, because all of these excuses are becoming very irritating, to say the least. Very, very irritating. And for goodness sake, you have been good. You went to Germany, you took the belts from Klitschko, you went to the US, you took the belt from Wilder, okay? But all of these shenanigans you play, you bring up after
was in the stadium
of these feats that you achieved, they just become sickening to the psyche of the fans that you were even trying to gather in the first place. So Fury, if you're not going to go along with this undisputed fight, let the fans get to know in good time so that the and you is putting on this will just dissipate eventually. The earlier it is the misery that your camp on, the better. I understand Mario Joe saying that Eddie Hearn should come out and tell us exactly that these guys are not wanting this fight. But again, the truth is, knowing who Fury is, he's going to taunt AJ with that all his life, saying it was AJ that was running away from the fight. Okay, so, man, sometimes I'm just lost for word as it relates to this. Fury, final word from me. If you're not fighting AJ, go fight Wilder. If you defeat Wilder again, we don't see how you're going to run away from this any longer. If Wilder defeats you, let's know that we'll be talking Wilder AJ.
Yeah, man. Wilder AJ will, I believe Wilder AJ will be more explosive anyway. Yeah, but at the same time, it would have been nice to see usual, whoop the guy. The last Gypsy standing, we Billy Joe Saunders have been eliminated, and he quit. He
wasn't just eliminated. He was decimated. He was butchered.
Wow.
You might say it was a one punch to the eye, but that was butchering.
Oh my God! It's listen. You're one of the most diplomatic guys, and you just going straight to it, man. It means you really like. Yeah, man, you really saw it.
Yeah, but the truth is, before the fight, I actually was expecting a balanced fight, and I think it was actually going balanced, even though Canelo was having more rounds. Okay, but it was going balanced. However, we cannot live in denial in not telling ourselves that damage to that eye was butchering. For someone in the mold of Saunders to quit, it tells what was done to his eyes. And you know that Tyson Fury actually did sing a lot of songs prior to the fight, how Saunders is going to make a mess of Canelo. Even when Dillian Whyte threw his support for Saunders before the fight, Tyson Fury, who is always having a go at Dillian, but anyway, they always have a go at each other, gave thumbs up to Dillian. Okay, so maybe there's that fear somewhere that, oh, my gypsy brother who has not had a loss was battered, and I'm going to go having an undisputed fight against a hard puncher. Believe me, Fury has not fought anyone like Joshua, so he shouldn't just be going about talking about quitting him in the third round or before the third round. I know and I believe that Fury knows what he's going to be signing up for if he takes that fight, and they're looking for ways to get that fight not to hold. That's what it is glaringly becoming now. And like I said earlier on, it is annoying, it is irritating. This just doesn't bode well for boxing, really.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys' opinion. Well, we hope Fury, I'm tired of hoping, because Fury is like, the guy's too bipolar. Tired of hoping. I'll just say, let's just see what happens, man. At the end, we have to come out with another interview to counter this now. I mean, if I was there to be at the end, I would literally just give up. Like, just give up. Just give up. I would just give up entirely. Because this is like, I would just give up and say, listen, man, because Eddie Hearn has promised to give us this fight. But even though he wants to do it, Fury is not letting him, you know what I mean? Fury, I don't want to use the word coward, but he's behaving like one right now.
He's calm.
The Gypsy King should be taking on all challenges, as he calls himself, the Gypsy King. Gypsy King should be doing that. Instead, Gypsy King is telling us one thing today and does a different thing entirely tomorrow. Now, a lot of people were just hopeful about this fight, and all of a sudden, everything just... Oh my God. By the way, before we continue, let me play this right here, music of one of our brother. So you guys should go check him out. Let me play right here, and then I will ask the final question after that. And we promote. Let's play right here. J Boy, go follow J Boy, guys. J Boy is one of the he's a real lyricist. He's Nigerian. Follow the guy, bro. Let's play right here, and then give a final take on the issue. So, subscribe to this, our brother. Go follow him right here. J Boy. You see the name? J Boy. The guy is a dope lyricist and really a dope artist. Our Nigerian brother. You know how it is right here. There's Boxing Blossom. We don't only promote boxing, we promote our brothers who are into music as well. I used to be a rapper, by the way. I get to stay a singer. Now, the final question I'm going to ask my Joe is, now, what do you expect from Fury in the next 48 hours? What do you expect to hear from Fury or Eddie Hearn? In the next 48 hours, what happened?
Yeah, I suspect that what is going to happen, this is just me speculating. I suspect that what Eddie Hearn, knowing Eddie Hearn, what he's going to try to do now, between tonight and tomorrow, he will get back to the Saudis and tell them, listen, these guys I'm dealing with, they're very difficult, and you guys have seen that they've made this job very difficult for me. Could you please just give me a letter, something to guarantee, to say something written, like a separate document?
They want to see the money in the bank.
They can't see the money. How can they see the money in the bank? We're dealing with government. How can they see the money in the bank?
Bro, this is what they want. Didn't you hear Frank Warren say, oh, should I play it again?
And I heard it.
They
I
want to
heard
see,
it.
they want
But
to see the
I
money in the
think
bank. They want to see the money in the bank. So this,
uh, there, there is something called funds guarantee, where it could be a situation where an institution like a bank could write a letter,
yeah,
which could, to say that, listen, this money is guaranteed, this money is there, we have this money. You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be a bank. It can even be Saudi government or the sponsors of the, because at the end of the day, if the government is involved, which I believe the government of Saudi is involved, they're probably going to run the funds through their own federal bank, their own central bank. So, the only thing they can guarantee is to say, listen, okay, we're going to write another letter from the bank, from our federal bank, or even if the money is in escrow accounts, the escrow bank can write a letter to say, for sure, the money is here, for sure. After the fight, you're going to get your money. The contract will be honored and things like that. I believe that's all they can do. What other guarantee? They can't give them their login this thing to look at the bank now. It's a letter. That's all they can get. They can't say, okay, here's the login to our bank details. You can see the money sitting there. That's not possible. All they can do is to write a letter from an institution, maybe a bank, maybe the government, and if this fight has the government backing, I don't even see why I don't understand what they are asking for again. I don't understand, but just to satisfy them, I think Eddie will try to get a document together or get some documents together from the Saudis, give it to them. And, but I still believe that whatever, regardless of what Eddie Hearn provides, they're going to come up with something else, because the truth of the matter is that they know that they have a legal dispute with Wilder, and that dispute is not sorted. It's not sorted. Remember, let me just bring your memory back to something Bob Arum said a few months ago. He said that we're not going to know what is happening with the arbitration until sometimes around May. Remember that? Okay? Definitely. But now we're in June. They've not said anything. That means that matter has not been sorted. So that matter is a big problem. So all they want to do now is, instead of accepting that we can't have the AJ fight, they want to make AJ and at the end look bad. To say, oh, they brought a contract, but there was no guarantee of money. We didn't see the money, blah, blah, blah. These guys were just messing about. And that's the reason why we're backing out of this fight, because AJ and Eddie Hearn, they're just playing around. They're just messing about. So we have to back out because they brought a contract that is fake. They brought a contract that has no financial guarantee and all these kind of things. I think that's what they're trying to do. They don't want to be honest. They don't want to tell the world that, listen, we can't go ahead with this fight. They're backed into a corner now. So all they're trying to do is they're playing like, it's like every old tricks in the book, just throwing all their old tricks out now to make Eddie Hearn and AJ look bad. But for us, we know, for anyone who's got a bit of sense in their brain, or anyone who's got a bit of brain, will know that this guy, regardless of how you feel about him, either you like him or you don't like him, I'm talking about Eddie Hearn, he has tried his best, man. He has tried. And I think at this point, the guy should focus on other things and stop chasing this shadow called Fury AJ or AJ Fury.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate this. Please stay on. We just got there's a breaking news right now. So we're going to be talking about it as well. And guys, I want to say big shout out to each and every one of you that support the channel on the chat. Catch you on the next one. And go subscribe to this our brother J-Boy. Listen, subscribe to him. I just did. If you fuck with BBC, fuck with this guy as well. He's our brother, Nigerian guy, and he's a dope artist. He's a dope artist. Yeah, and listen to his song. So let's support them. Let's support our brothers worldwide. God bless you all. J-Boy right here. I don't know if you guys can see it though. Can you guys ever see it? Oh, wow. I don't know if you guys can see it. You guys see the name? J-Boy, you see it here? If you don't see that, you can see it here. Yeah. See it? Yeah, check it out. You can see it. Oh, no, it's Morty. So I'm gonna have to post the. Let me post the link. Let me post the link on BBC. Let me post the link on the live show right here, so that you guys can follow it. Go follow him, man. He's a Nigerian guy born in America. Experienced haze from Edo State. I didn't even know the guy was Nigerian before. It was so crazy. I just found out about the guy today. So it was through one guy like that. If you grew up in Edo State, you have to know about this guy. What's his name? It was Sleazy, right? So I listened to his song, and I'm like, oh, Sleazy, this guy's still active. I said, whoa. So I just post the link now. Go follow our brother right there. Great guy, great rapper. Follow him. His music is dope. You need to go far. And I think he will go far if you keep on with what he's doing right now. God bless you all, guys. Stay tuned. More news coming on the way. Just got a notification. More news coming on the way. Very solid drops on news right here. God bless you all.